Hello, I am Robert Holcomb, and I serve as Dean of Language Arts and Academic Foundations at Santa Rosa Junior College. That means that I work with the English department, the ESL department, world languages, philosophies, humanities, religious studies, and a few other instructional areas. And I'm happy to have the opportunity to greet you and to share a little bit about my background and to help welcome you to our college community. So I was raised in Napa a long time ago, graduated from high school more than 20 years ago, but my mother is from Mexico, from Monterrey, Nuevo León, that's northern Mexico, and my father's white, and so I always grew up kind of with that dual heritage and that multicultural environment. I learned Spanish growing up, even though my Spanish isn't perfect, but I learned the language. I got to travel to Mexico. I got to just be exposed to the richness of our Latinx and the Mexican American heritage, and that was a big, significant part of my upbringing. When I graduated from Napa High School in the mid '90s, I then went as an undergraduate to USC, the University of Southern California, which is a large university right in the epicenter of Los Angeles. And so it was a big change for me going from moving from a small town of Napa to a large urban center like that. And I didn't know anybody. This was years ago. This was before, certainly before social media, before cell phones. This was around the time when even just emailing was relatively new. So for me to talk to my family, I didn't have FaceTime or anything like that. I would have to go to a pay telephone from the dorms. I'd have to make a collect call, and then I'd call them and talk to them on the phone for maybe once a week or something. But that change, that move was a big turning point in my life. And but I went to USC as a Spanish major. I was always interested in Spanish literature, Spanish language literature, and literature of Latin America, the history of Mexico and Central America, and the Spanish-speaking world, and that just really drew my interest. So I was a Spanish major. I had opportunities to study abroad in Oaxaca, Mexico, way southern Mexico, also in Madrid, Spain for a summer, and I learned more about Spanish language. And around that time, I started working as a tutor. And I realized that I really enjoyed working with immigrant communities and immigrant families that reminded me of my own. And so I decided at USC, when I graduated with my degree in Spanish, that I would stay around for another year and get a master's in ESL education, so I could be an ESL teacher. Shortly after that, I started a teaching career at a community college in Southern California called Rio Hondo Community College. It's on the east side of Los Angeles. I got into a PhD program, and I finished up a PhD at Claremont. And then in 2016, after being in Los Angeles for more than 20 years, I relocated up here to Sonoma County to take the position as Dean of Language Arts. And I've been a part of the SRJC family and community and our local Sonoma County community since then. What I want to share with you are a couple things, because that was a quick overview of kind of my background and my educational background and my career. But what I want to tell you are a few things, because they could relate to some of the thought process that you have right now as you start your college career or you're thinking about your college career. The first thing is that, because I want to share a few things that I struggled with, and maybe you can relate to some of these, and I want to tell you that there are ways none of these things should prevent you from reaching your goals. One thing was that I was always, especially during that time in high school and starting college, where I mentioned I didn't know very many people. I was quite shy. I was really shy. In fact, I remember being in class sometimes where I had done the readings, and the professor would would pose a question to the class, and I had done the readings. I knew what the answer was, and I knew what to say. I knew what the information that the professor was asking for, but I wouldn't share it because I was so shy, or I was so nervous that other people would be listening to me, and maybe I'd say something wrong, or it wouldn't come out as eloquently as I wanted it to. And so that was something that was a challenge for me. And so what I want to tell you is that what helped me during that time was to think of small steps, or to try to not go up and give a big speech maybe, but maybe I would say, okay, I'm going to give a very short answer, or just raise my hand and give a very short answer, and that's it. And I tried it, and then maybe next time I said, okay, I'm going to give a little bit of a longer answer this time. And so it was just kind of small steps, small tangible things to bring me a little bit outside of my comfort zone. And sometimes it went well, and I had more motivation or more confidence to try to not be so shy. And then other times, it didn't go well, and it just reinforced some of my insecurities. But I want to tell you that staying with it, and also sharing with other people some of the things that I was struggling with, or some of the things that had become barriers to me, sharing it with others, having a safe space with others to talk about it, thinking it through, and then again trying just very short incremental steps toward getting out of your comfort zone. That was something that helped me a lot. The other thing I want to say is that as you're developing your personality and your experience, you'd be surprised though that some of the things you don't realize, you're developing these skills that are also quite useful. So for example, in my daily life now, on my day-to-day basis, dealing with faculty members and dealing with programs and dealing with major initiatives, one thing that I'm told often that is a strength of mine that helps me to be successful is that I'm a good listener, that I pay attention and I can listen, and I don't always have to talk. I don't always have to have the attention. I don't always have to have the floor, and that's actually very beneficial to me, and that's a strength. And part of that comes with some of the personality, or me, some of the way I've just developed interpersonally. And so I wanted to offer that to you. And I also want to tell you that the more you work at things, the more experience you have, the more comfortable you feel, and the more confident you are. And now, even though I can get nervous if I have to give a board presentation, or if I have to give a speech in front of a large audience, I can get normal nervousness like a lot of people can, but it's something that I'm in control of now. It's something that I have a skill set toward, and I know how to prepare, and I know how to be in those situations and to do fine. And so whatever types of challenges you have, or reservations, or insecurities, or uncertainties, just know that you're not alone. A lot of people have them, and the people who you admire and you look at and say, oh, I wish I could have the skill set, or I wish I had what this person has, you can get there. But it'll be your own journey, and you'll have your own, you'll develop your own personality and your own way about things. And so I just wanted to share that today. Again, I'm so happy that you're considering joining our college community, or if that you're already in our college community. And if there's anything that I can do here at the college for you, I'm happy to be a resource. And I would say probably the best way to get a hold of me would be to email me at rholcomb@santarosa.edu. So it's rholcomb at santarosa.edu. You can also look me up on the web, on the internet. I'm the Dean of Language Arts, and I'm here to be a resource for you. And you can and you will reach all of your goals. Okay? All right. Thank you.